Are you tired of feeling stagnant? Just running through the course of life day in and day out, paycheck to paycheck, passing by each day but never progressing? Did you wish you were prettier, maybe smarter, more popular? Maybe if you just got yourself out of bed, maybe you could finally take some steps forward. Go on a walk, take yourself on a date, be outgoing, be her. One of my high school teachers once said, "If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got." I think that motto reigns true. How can you expect your life to change in front of you when you're repeating the same patterns, making the same mistakes, never challenging yourself, never doing anything different than what you've always known? Change is scary. Change means things are different, but different doesn't always mean bad. Different can be good. It's all about taking charge of the direction in which your life goes. Rewrite the narrative. You are your own life's author. You can be who you want to be, you just need to start. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 different aspects of life in which you could change this year. And then I'm going to show you guys 5 different activities that I do to implement that kind of change in my life. So before you can focus on the future potential you that you can be, you need to focus on releasing the things in life that you wish to let go of. So this means letting go of the past, letting go of lingering feelings of hatred, letting go of friendships that no longer serve you, or relationships or connections. Any negative aspects in your life that you wish to no longer be associated with, cut them out. This could be the toxic ex that's always texting you. This could be friendships that are exhausting to keep up with. Maybe the bad habits that are hindering you from progress. Maybe it's an environment that is hurting your mental health. If you truly feel that there are things in your life that cannot be resolved or cannot be fixed, you sometimes need to choose yourself by either removing yourself from the situation or removing the thing from your life. Some steps you can take to do that are distancing yourself. You could take a social media break, maybe stop going to certain hangouts, and sometimes, if absolutely necessary, blocking them completely out of your life. I hate the narrative that blocking someone means that the other person automatically wins, because honestly, I would rather prioritize my mental well-being over some petty mind game. Besides, if blocking someone out of your life helps your psyche and overall well-being, then who really is the winner? Now that you've gotten rid of specific ties in your life, it's important to focus on the mental and spiritual healing work that you need to do after. This could be things like doing personal rituals, it could be journaling, it could be having a closure date with them. This could be writing an unsent letter that you write all of your feelings and emotions, that all the things that you wanted to say to them but you just can't. This could be writing all of your negative emotions on paper and burning it or ripping it to shreds. There might also be some situations where maybe you have wronged people in the past and it is your job to make amends with those people, or at least apologize. And keep in mind that those people might not always have to, accept your apology or forgive you, but the fact that you are taking the step to do that already makes you a different person than you were before. Some things that you guys can do, which I also have done, is you can message them and apologize. You can ask them to call. You can have a closure date with them. Ask them if they're willing to talk or meet up for coffee. Everything I'm mentioning now is to help you progress and let go of things that no longer serve you. And by shedding those layers of skin, you can then start to rebuild yourself as another person. It's almost as if, especially if you guys are at rock bottom, letting go and removing the chains that are holding you down so that you guys can start climbing back up again. And the same thing honestly can apply to those that are not maybe people in your life that are adding negative emotions. It could be mental stresses or personal life stresses. The same steps in which I mentioned can also be applied to those situations as well. Okay, so this kind of exercise or this kind of thing I like to do is I like to just take any kind of piece of paper and I just write down anything in my life that is triggering me, making me feel upset, anything that might be on my mind that I haven't really expressed out in the open, everything that's basically bugging me. And I'm gonna write it down on this piece of paper and either burn it, obviously do that safely, or in my case, because I don't have a lighter right now, I'm gonna just rip it up into shreds. As I'm writing down certain things, I like to keep in mind, are there financial struggles? Is my mental health okay? Are there friendship issues? If you're in a relationship, are you having relationship problems? Maybe you have a stagnant point in your career. Maybe you have trouble expressing certain emotions and you want to do that more. Basically anything that feels like kind of a mental rut in your head, you want to make sure you write down. The whole point of this exercise is to write down anything that is negative, any negative thoughts, and you want to make sure the whole point of ripping it up or burning it is the release aspect of it, is that you're writing down all this stuff and in the end it's just going to be a part of your past. It's going to be non-existent. You're going to get rid of those thoughts just like you are physically by writing it down in physical form and ripping it up. It is kind of a message to the world that these things are no longer going to affect you. Okay, so I wrote down everything that has been kind of bugging me, and I'm just gonna show you guys on the screen kind of basically what I wrote down. This obviously isn't everything because it's a big piece of paper, but it's most of the things that were kind of on my list, like the main point. Bro, this is actually kind of therapeutic. Like, I feel like I'm getting rid of all the negative thoughts. Do this while keeping in mind we're letting go of things that bug us. We're letting go of any negative emotion, anything holding us back. I'm doing this for the ideal 2025 version of me. And with that I say, screw you, bad thoughts. You're not gonna hold me down. See how little these thoughts matter now. Now, in like an ideal world, I would burn these, but I don't have a lighter and I don't have a campfire pit like I did at my old place, so I'm gonna go throw these out because I don't want them in my room. I'm gonna go throw it out in the living room garbage. Did you ever wish you were hotter, more confident, the type of person who brings the life to the party? Maybe you want to be a power force, someone who gets anything that she wants in life, someone who works hard. I want you to think of the kind of person that you want to be. Think about the people that you look up to in life. What traits do they have? How do they carry themselves? What are their daily habits? Because believe it or not, any successful person has started from ground zero. And if they can build their life up to the successes that they have, so can you. So what do you want people to think when they say your name? Do you want to be seen as a gym girl, a hydrated girl, a beauty queen, responsible? Maybe you want to be hot, maybe have good style, maybe you want to be alternative, maybe you want to be preppy. I'm not saying you need to box yourself into a specific aesthetic in order to be happy, but think about the things that attract you and the kind of things that draw you in and become the things that you always wanted to be. Maybe you're a successful Twitch streamer, maybe you're a successful Instagram influencer, maybe you're just an amazing doctor or the best teacher that all the kids love. I want you guys to write down all the things that you want to be. Ask yourself all these questions as you start to reinvent yourself. Make a vision board, look at Pinterest photos, analyze your favorite influencers. After you've done that, reflect on the person that you are now. What are your current habits? And do they reflect the ideal version of you that you could be? Maybe you want to be an early bird, but you're so used to staying up gaming all night. Maybe you want to have clear skin, but you neglect eating healthy and washing your face. Maybe you want to be outgoing, but you don't practice your social skills daily. Now, it's not realistic to jump from point A to point B, but implementing small micro habits into your daily routine can slowly over time build up into what you consider your normal. Suddenly you're starting to get up early. Maybe not at first every day, but at least 2 times a week is a start. Maybe then 3, and then 4, and then so on and so forth. Maybe you forget to wash your face on some nights, but then some nights you do remember and you feel great because you actually did it. You shouldn't think that progress is linear, because even if you reach your goal on one day, but then you miss it on another, and then reach it again on 2 other days, you're still making progress. You're still changing. You're still doing something different than what you've done. Think about it. You could just sit at home and not even try, and you're gonna tell yourself that it's better because it's not like you're gonna keep up with everything anyways. But I remember watching this gym video and someone said any good workout is better than none, which you can apply to life. Like, if you think about it, you can either decide to do nothing or you can do something and still make even like a little bit of progress. You don't always have to make 100% progress all the time. You can make 50% progress, you can make 20% progress, maybe 5% on one day, maybe 70% on one day. Either way, you are still pushing yourself forward. Progress is progress. Anything counts. Anything is good, okay? There's no failing at progress when you're trying. Trying is the most important part. Change doesn't always have to be some grand 180. It starts small. It's gradual. It builds up over time. It's a continuous process. It's something you need to consciously do daily. It's something to reflect on, something to work hard at, something challenging and yet so entirely rewarding. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go onto Pinterest and I'm gonna look up basically any photos or symbols that pertain to what I want for myself for this year. This could be like the ideal version of myself. This could be career paths that I want to go on. This could be achievements, goals, things that inspire me, certain aesthetics that I really like, maybe styles that I want to incorporate into my wardrobe. This could be new life habits, healthy food, healthy mindset stuff, whatever you feel that you need to work on for this year, whatever you feel like you want to achieve, put it in. So I made one last year. I'll show you guys actually here. This is what it looks like. Basically what I do is I like to make it for my phone background. So that way, every time I open my phone, I see what I kind of want to accomplish with life. This is the current one I have now. I love it. Basically, there's like a bunch of like stuff revolving around Twitch, having money, basically editing. There's a picture of Pokimane because, you know, Your girl has been my inspiration for so long. I put a car because I want to drive. I put like the kind of building I want to live in. So that's what I made for last year. But I think it's time to change things up and incorporate a new one. So let's go hop on my computer and we're gonna go make another one. Hello guys, you can barely see me. But I basically use either one of two websites to kind of edit photos. I have Photopea, or Photopea, I think that's what it's called, or I have Canva. We're just gonna put it as TikTok video. So it's gonna, you know, format it as a video, but in this case we're gonna, later on when you want to download it, you can download it as a different format, so which I think I'll just do as a JPEG. So, or something like that. So anyways, okay, let's start with the background. So I just like to put like a basic background, just it could be anything. Anyways, this is what my Pinterest looks like already. Very much the aesthetic I love. So we're gonna just pick out some photos that kind of are my vibe, like this, for example. This is very up my alley.
When making this sort of collage, I want you guys to think about the kind of person you want to be, maybe the kind of lifestyle you want to be living, where do you want to be living, what job did you want, do you want to have money, what kind of things did you want to get married, maybe have kids, be fit, maybe you want to go to the gym, maybe you really like art, so you're going to incorporate some kind of art. Put all the things that you love in life, and every day when you look at your phone background, you're able to see those things, and it'll just kind of remind you of why you were doing this in the first place.
Okay, so here's what it looks like on my home screen. I'm gonna close my phone. That's the other one. So I think this is a really nice way to kind of incorporate a vision board into your daily life. Mostly just because you can see it every day, and I think when you can see something every day, it reminds you of like your purpose and, you know, what you're doing in life and what you want to accomplish. So if you're around my age, then I'm sure you can look back on the times when social media was barely even in use. People would be outside all of the time, and the only way you could contact your friends was through the house phone, or the only way you could meet up with someone was meeting them at the spot. Perhaps in your downtime, you had to use creativity to stay out of boredom. Maybe that meant drawing, creating videos, singing, dancing, gaming, crafting, playing an instrument, playing in the backyard, or having tea parties with your stuffed animals. The activities were limitless. Before social media, there was no such thing as doom scrolling, and the amount that someone consumes was only limited to what they saw on the television. Nowadays, Gen Z social media users spend an average of 6 hours per day scrolling on social media such as TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. That is 6 whole hours you could be spending using to learn a skill, developing your career, or spending time on a hobby, or creating something for the world. But instead, most of you will probably see this segment of the video, take note of it, and then just go back to doom scrolling like normal. But I know that there are some of you, the really rare ones out there, who want to truly change and are serious about it. And if you are really serious about changing your life in 2025, time is one of the most crucial things you can buy back by changing your habits. Now, what I did is I went into my settings and I changed the screen time limitations to only 1 hour for every one of my platforms. So that would be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, anything I feel like that is taking up my time. And I do use social media to post, so I gave myself an hour. But if you are someone who doesn't post on social media that often, I would definitely recommend just only limiting yourself to 30 to 40 minutes a day. That's really all you need to get that dopamine fix, and then you can move on with your life and then use the rest of the time to spend on your hobbies. And yes, that's right folks, I did say a hobby. I want you guys to pick one old or one new hobby of yours that you particularly either like or you want to try out. And even if there's nothing in the world that you want to try out, just pick something, okay? And go for it, because at least, you know, even if you're not enjoying the hobby itself, at least you know you are doing something that is not what you do every day. And like, this video is about change, right? If you guys are clicked on this video, obviously you guys want to change. So either way, whatever you choose is going to be 100 million times better than just consuming social media every day. You might be like, Kawa, why should I have to do this? You know, bro, you are going to feel 10 times more fulfilled with your life doing things different every day than just going home from work or from school, lying on your bed and doom scrolling for hours, okay? You are constantly consuming and consuming and consuming that you are not even participating in the world anymore. And because you're not participating and constantly just consuming, your apathy is gonna grow larger and stronger, and then the ability to remove yourself from doom scrolling is gonna be so much harder because of that apathy. And don't get me wrong, there were so many days when I struggled to do this and I would just have a late start, and I probably wasted like 2 to 3 hours just lying in bed trying to convince myself to get out of bed. But trust me, once you do, even if it is a late start, it is so worth it, okay? Because once you get into your hobby, you will start to feel that life does kind of have meaning, especially when your hobbies have a method of adding to the world. These could be hobbies like gardening, sewing, dressmaking, painting, drawing, building Lego, crafting, scrapbooking, filming, photography, editing, songwriting, story writing, comic book making, collaging. And if creativity isn't your strong suit, then there are other things you can do, such as hiking, bike riding, playing sports, going to the gym, snowboarding, skating, skiing, rollerblading, skateboarding, bowling, playing pool, playing chess, playing checkers, improving at video games, learning card tricks, learning magic, dancing, cooking, baking, maybe pet sitting if that's your thing. I want you guys to pick a hobby, even if you feel like you might not be good at it. Do it for at least 10 days, and if you still don't like that hobby, pick another hobby and try again. I really want you guys to actually change your life, so go comment down below what hobby you're gonna pick. That way, once you have a plan and once you actually write it down, you're more likely to do it. So go comment it, or else I'm gonna steal your Minecraft cookies, okay? So, if you guys follow my Instagram, you would have seen that I recently discovered something in my old bedroom that I now took home here. It is the 100-day drawing challenge. Now, drawing was something that had always been a part of my life. I had always loved making art and being creative, and I feel like since becoming an adult, I've lost touch with that. So this is one of the hobbies I kind of want to pick up, and that's going to be the hobby of choice for this video. If you don't know what this is, basically it's a drawing challenge where there are specific prompts, and each prompt has a specific word, and you can draw whatever you want as long as it pertains to the prompt. These are just some examples of the types of things I've drawn before. This is the most recent one I did, which I did I think yesterday. And today's prompt is actually quite easy. It's your own constellation. So let's get started on that.
So sometimes when I'm drawing or painting, I like to throw on one of my favorite shows, and right now I have been watching Tangled the series, so I just threw that on, and the entire time it actually felt quite peaceful. Like I felt like I was back to my childhood self when I was just creating for the fun of it. I think that's one of the benefits of hobbies, is it really takes you out of reality, and you can kind of use it as a form of escaping from the real world. It's all about balance, right? You want to work hard, play hard, and this is what I consider as playing hard sometimes.
Okay, so this is the final result. Like I said, it was an easier one. Some of them are a little bit harder, but nonetheless, I still completed it, so that's a W for me. And I just decided to do a little rose. Trust me, you're gonna want to start tracking your emotions and understanding the things that make you happy, understanding the things that bring you sadness, what gives you anxiety versus what brings you peace. Life is all about balance. You're never going to always feel 100% happy, and you're never going to always 100% feel sad all the time. It's all about knowing how to tip the scale back into whatever direction you need it to go at the time. And once you understand the things that do trigger you, you can begin to counter those negative feelings by replacing them with positive ones. So, for example, a personal trigger of mine is social rejection, and so that could be things like getting in a fight with friends, perhaps maybe someone's ignoring my text, maybe I feel like my friends don't value me, even if they do, maybe I could feel neglected in a relationship, maybe there's drama, or maybe I'm fighting with my parents. Whatever the case may be, I know that social rejection is something that triggers me. So when I do have those feelings arise and I just need some sort of release, I know going on a walk or just sprinting till exhaustion, like literally sprinting till I can't even think about anything but the fact that I need to breathe. I know that helps me because it kind of takes me out of the moment and makes me focus on like the physical things that are in front of me. Also, according to science, exposing yourself to cold water can increase your endorphin levels. So in my personal experience, exposing myself to cold air kind of does the same thing. So thank you, winter, for being there and actually bringing something good. So that was my personal example. I want you all to make a list of 5 to 10 triggers in your own life, your own personal examples, and I want you guys to think about 5 to 10 ways you can feel or bring about positive emotions instead. I find that doing this lets you kind of take everything out of your head and put it down on paper so you can physically see it as if you were solving a problem for a school project. Let yourself find enjoyment in the process of understanding yourself. Doing so will make life seem so much more easier to navigate, and your problems in life will seem a lot less intense because you'll know exactly why you're feeling a certain way and the exact things you can do to kind of take yourself out of that. So one of the ways that I like to track my mood and kind of journal entry when I'm not really feeling like taking out my actual journal and like writing is I have this app. It's called Dailyo. Definitely highly recommend it because the customizations on this app are incredible. Let's just walk through what I would do for, you know, a day like today. So first, I feel like it'll prompt you to kind of rate your mood for the overall day. So for me, I'm just gonna put I was good overall. So then it'll ask you to kind of fill in everything that you've done throughout the day, and I think this is really cool because then you know, at a very simple glimpse, you can see all the activities that you have done throughout the day, what might have contributed to certain moods and things like that. So let's just go on and fill everything out. So going through it today, I would say I'm content. I was pretty relaxed. I'm grateful. I would say I was definitely tired at work. Groggy, that's for sure. As for sleep, I would say I got good sleep, actually, surprisingly. I got more than 8 hours, which is surprising. I think that's all I would kind of put for this one. Let me just mention, and all these, you can just like literally add, you can add anything you want. Like there's certain hobbies and stuff that they have on there, like certain criteria and whatever, but you can add your own. But yeah, like, so today, for example, I worked. Today I filmed, but I would just say like editing / YouTube is usually what I put for that. I basically worked, I did that, I took a nap, I did drawing today, you know, because for the video. I called my boyfriend, so I would add that. As for food, so today I actually had some leftover, Uber Eats. Okay, as for the weather, it was cold, windy, and it was snowing. As for productivity, I feel like I was pretty focused today. I did take a little bit of a break though. I would say overall it was a good work day. I wouldn't really personally actually highlight any of these just simply because for the realisticness of being honest, I didn't really walk, or I'm not really on my period, and I didn't really drink water or exercise, so I put crush or love interest boyfriend, because we called earlier, so co-workers, that's about it. And then over here you can put in like literally a note, like usually in this section I'll just write whatever my like what I did throughout the day, kind of like a quick little diary entry, and then you can add in photos, so I think that's really cool. So if I wanted to add in a photo, for example, let's just put this one because I don't know why not, I took it last night. What's great about this is you can see, you know, your mood shifts, and you can do more than one entry for a day too, which is great. For me, you know, this has definitely helped me kind of like see at a glance like how often my mood shifts and maybe like what triggers it. You can also see it has like how many emotions you felt. So overall for the month, I had the most feeling good, which is really good, honestly. Feeling rad coming in a close second, and then meh, so on and so forth. What do you want to accomplish this year? Is it being fit? Is it eating better? Is it changing your style? Is it daily journaling? Getting better grades? Making more money? Making friends? Being more outgoing? Better skincare routine? Avoiding burnout? Learning about your mental health? Is it healing? Think about how you are going to accomplish these goals, and I want you guys to be specific. When will I have time to accomplish my goals? How will I make time for them? How will I reward myself when I do accomplish them? What are the consequences of not achieving my goals? What are the benefits of achieving them? Once you figure out what drives you or motivates you, you can then implement plans in which you can achieve them. And I don't just mean telling yourself mentally what you're going to do. I want you to make a checklist, hang it on your wall, make a weekly schedule, maybe a monthly schedule. Write down the exact dates of things, like when you're gonna clean the bathroom, when you're gonna learn a new recipe, going out to new clubs, going on self-dates. Which days are you gonna go to the gym? Which days are you gonna focus on school? Which days are you going to work? Which hours will you dedicate to your hobbies, to your chores? Give yourself time slots for everything. So for example, maybe between 2 to 4 p.m. that'll be my time for filming a video. Maybe on a Thursday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. that's going to be my dedicated time for scrapbooking. Make sure when you are planning out your goals, you are using the SMART diagram to help yourself plan them. Make sure you are implementing SMART goals. If you don't know what that stands for, SMART stands for specific, so specifying exactly what it is you want to accomplish, making sure your goals are measurable, having a means of measuring your progress, ensure that they are attainable. Make sure that you are able to obtain these and they're not too unrealistic. Make sure your goals are relevant. So make sure that this goal aligns with what it is you want out of life. Make sure it is timely. You have a time-based plan. So how long will you do this for? By what date will you be done? How long is it going to take? If you want an example, I guess for me, my overall goal in life is to grow my YouTube channel. But if you want to break it down through SMART, if I wanted to specify, I want to upload consistently. Specifically, I want to upload once a week at least. By the means of measuring, I want to reach 2K subscribers, make sure it's attainable. I think 2,000 is obtainable. My initial goal was 5K, but I want it to be realistic, and once I do reach 2K, I can always just change my goal to be a bit higher. Making sure it's relevant, so it does serve my overall goal, because in the grand scheme of things, I want to be able to say I'm on the road to 100K, and then maybe 1 million if I'm being extremely delulu, but like I said, goals need to be attainable, so I'm starting small. Making sure that they're timely. As for my time-based plan, I want to make sure I upload once a week every week, and I'm going to make it a goal to consistently do this for at least 6 months straight. Okay, so something I like to do is I like to make vision boards. I like to have things around my bedroom because every time I'm in my room, I look around and I just see my goals like straight up in front of me. So with that being said, if you look over here, I have a vision board that I made for like basically like a life vision board. This is kind of like what I want to do over like the next 5 years-ish. If you guys want to see a full tour of this, I did make a video of me actually making it, and I kind of explain everything that's on it. I'll put a little time card for you guys if you guys want to rewind the video when it's done and click on that. If you look over here, I'll show you guys this one more in depth. Hello people. Okay, so I'm behind the camera. This is my 2025 vision board that I made. This is it up close. I'm not going to go through everything, but you guys can just pause it now if you want to see kind of everything that's on there. If you guys have any questions regarding this, feel free to comment and I will happily respond. I can go into more depth of what this is, but I'm gonna continue with the rest of the video. Hello people. Okay, so I also have on like another side of my wall, I have basically, this is just, I bought masking tape. Well, my friend bought it for the last video that we did, and I ended up finding some use for it. I actually started doing this like literally 2 weeks ago, but I kind of like it. So any like little menial tasks, like things like cleaning around the house, like for example, this is cleaning the vent, organizing my desk drawer, things like that that need to get done, but I don't necessarily always have the time for. I'm gonna have this on here, so when I do have a spare moment, I can look over here and basically just get that stuff done. I just find this is like another effective way of being able to get things done, and then whenever I'm done it, I can just peel the tape off. Now, I made my vision boards before 2025 started, but honestly, it's not too late to start now. You guys can literally, you still have time, like the year just started. Anything, just think of anything you want to accomplish, like any little goals. It could be getting your driver's license, it could be getting a new job, it could be getting that raise, it could be going to the gym more often, it could be going to the gym period because maybe you don't, it could be actually waking up to 1 alarm and not 20. You know, know yourself and know what you need to improve on, and then just start from there. Honestly, your goals don't have to be like skyrocketing high. They could be little things such as drinking 1 bottle of water a day. Start small, because if you aim too high, you're gonna get burnt out and you're gonna freak out, and the bigger the gap is between you right now and you up there, the bigger that gap is, the more you're gonna avoid trying to change it all. So I would recommend, you know, let's say there's the ideal self you have, like there's the ideal self you have here, right? And then let's say you're down here, try to aim for like maybe 1 notch higher, and then another notch, and then another notch. It's a gradual progression to your higher self. You're not gonna, like I said, you're not gonna be able to jump from point A to point B just like that. But anyways, if you guys have any questions regarding any of the topics that I talked about today, feel free to leave a comment, like this video if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications, and that lets me know that you guys want more videos like this. Right now, my channel is kind of in the progression of kind of building on itself, so you're gonna find that if you look at my channel, there's a lot of random videos like gaming and vlogs and things and yada yada yada. You're supposed to stick to a niche, but like, bro, I don't know, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I started, okay? So we're winging it. But if you guys enjoyed my random yaps and my information, then feel free to follow along this journey of discovering what I want to actually do with my life. So, wow, that was so motivating. I promise, guys, I have my together sometimes. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been Kawa Yeets, and I'm gonna yeet out. Bye!